Hello, Ms. Gilmore's class. So today you are going to be doing an activity to prep you for the Algebra 1 STAR test. In this activity, you're going to be doing all the questions in the 2022 and 2023 STAR test that I pulled out. And all of these you can use your Desmos calculator on. So if you haven't already, take out your Desmos calculator and walk with me through these notes. Alright, so first things we're going to do is we're going to do these notes. It shouldn't take more than 7 minutes, and then you're going to be Mrs. Gilmore will explain to you what you have to do with this activity. So for the first one, we have to find the y-intercept. We have to find the y-intercept of the graph. Since we're looking for the y-intercept, am I going to be looking at the x-axis or the y-axis?
The x-axis.
The y-axis. So we're going to be looking at the y-axis, the one that goes up and down. The one that goes up and down. So we're looking at when the line crosses this line, which happens to be at 0.6. Happens to be at 0.6. So for this one, we're going to get y is equal to 6. Now, my friend here, Diesel, doesn't remember what ROC stands for, or why we use this, because he wasn't here last year. But the ROC is the acronym that we used to remember the 4 words. The 4 words that mean the same thing. So when you get your STAR test, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to write down the word rocks. The R stands for roots. The O is not an O, it's actually a 0. I'm going to skip X and come back to it. The S is solutions. And then the X is x-intercept. So the first thing you do when you get your STAR test is you should write this down in your scrap piece of paper. Using this word, we're going to answer question number 3. So question number 3 is, what are the roots of this graph? What are the roots? The key word here is roots. What does roots mean?
X-intercept.
Oh, it means x-intercept. Now, Diesel went ahead and used the word rocks. So he knows that all these 4 words mean the exact same thing. So when it's asking you for the roots, it's asking you for the x-intercept. When it's asking you for the zeros, it's asking you for the x-intercept. When it's asking you for the solutions, it's asking for the x-intercepts. So Diesel, go ahead and look at my graph right here. When does it cross the x-axis?
At 0.
It crosses one time at 0, and does it cross again?
Yeah.
Where at?
At 6.
At 6. So my roots for this graph is x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 6. How else could the question have been worded? So different ways that this question is going to ask you. Instead of using the word roots, what other words might they use?
Solution.
Or?
Root 0.
Or 0. Solutions are 0. So the question can be worded as, what are the zeros of the graph, or what are the solutions of the graph? Either way, they're all asking you for the same thing, which is the x-intercept. All right, so far we've only done vocabulary. Now we're actually going to get to the Desmos part. So I have my Desmos pulled open on the right side. So this first question says, is g parentheses x is equal to x squared plus 15x minus 54 equivalent to g of x, x plus 9, and x minus 6? So the key word here is equivalent. Equivalent means equal. Equal means the same. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to plug both of these equations into your Desmos. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. So now that I've plugged my 2 graphs in, as you can see, I have the first one in blue and the second one I have in green, and they both show up on my graphs. They both show up on my graphs. And Diesel, what do you notice?
Wow, they're different.
They are so much different. They are not even close to each other. So are they equal?
No.
They're not equal. So they're not equal. They're not equal. Not equal. They're not equal. Because they're not the same. They are not the same. I ran out of space. All right. Now, number 5. This is a different type of problem that you'll be able to do in this question. Now, what is the positive solution for this equation? Do you notice any keywords in that question?
Positive and solution.
Solution. We just saw that in the last page. What's another word for solution?
Rocks.
Yeah.
ROX.
So we're looking for the x-intercept.
Yes.
Now I'm going to go ahead and try to plug this in. My equation, I'm going to try to plug this in, is equal to 135. And oh no, I get an error. I get an error. So what you need to do with this equation is first we have to set it equal to 0. So one side of this equation needs to be equal to 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract by 135 from both sides. And I'm left with 4x squared plus 12x minus 135 is equal to 0. So now that one side is equal to 0, I can plug it into my Desmos. And whoa, it pops up. Now I can see that my positive solution is
4.5.
4.5. So the positive solution will be 4.5. Now it does have two solutions, but one of them is going to be negative. But we only care about the positive one. All right. Second to last one. Number 6 says, what does it mean to solve this equation? Whenever we're solving the equation, we're looking for the value of x that makes it true. We're looking for the value of x that makes this equation true. So if I zoom in and I look at the left side, I need the value of x that will make, when I plug it into the x, is going to be the exact same as on the one on the right. Now I'm going to show you an easy way to do this. An easy way to do this on Desmos is by inputting the left side of the equation on line 1. And I'm going to input the right side of the equation on line 2. So we have the left side, which is highlighted in red, and the right side, which is highlighted in blue. And we're going to look for where the two lines, they cross, they intersect, whatever you want to call that. So I'm going to go ahead and do what I told you how to do, which is plug in. So 6x plus 7. And then on the second line, I'm going to plug in 13 is equal 13 plus 7x. Now again, you're going to have to, like this bottom line says, you're going to have to zoom and move. But as you can see, my equation crosses in at -6 and -29. Now we're looking for the x value of the solution. So I'm not going to use -29 because the x value is -6. So my solution for this problem is x is equal to -6. Because that's when they cross. The last problem I'm going to do with you is this problem right here. What is the solution to negative parentheses 6m plus 8 parentheses is equal to 4, 17 minus m? If you try to plug this in the exact same way we just did it, so plug in the left side on the first line. And as you can see, they still give me the triangle that it's not going to work. It's not going to show me. The only reason this is because if you are using any other letter other than x, you got to replace all the letters with x. So instead of plugging in m into my equation, I am going to plug in the letter x. And as you can see, as soon as I plug them in, the lines pop up. Now, are they intersecting in my screen right now?
No.
I'm going to have to scroll up until they do. And then if you just quickly click on the gray dot, it will show you the point of intersection, which is -38 and 220. Which of these numbers is my answer?
-38.
Because that's my x value. We're looking for the x's. Always looking for the x value. All right, Ms. Gilmore will explain the rest.